Well, if you like Lewis, can we suggest a bit of Marple tomorrow night, right here on ITV? She's heading to a London pub run by 3 witches. It's bizarre what the death of an old friend will unearth.
Sky Broadband sponsors ITV's Showcase Drama.
Black magic or something more sinister, Agatha Christie's Marple tomorrow at 8. But now, the ITV news at 10.
The biggest shake-up of pensions in a generation, but the government is accused of a short-term fix with long-term pain for many.
Also tonight, HMV, the latest high street name to call in the administrators.
Disgraced cyclist Lance Armstrong says sorry to his charity.
And Britain slides into winter. The big freeze that could last a fortnight brings snow and ice to much of Britain.
This is ITV News at 10 with Mark Austin and Julie Etchingham.
Good evening. The changes to the state pension set out today by the government will hit more people than it will help, according to independent economists. The self-employed and women who have given up work to raise families will benefit, but the Institute of Fiscal Studies says millions of others will lose out. Our political editor Tom Bradby now on the winners and the losers.
You could say many things about the challenges facing young people as they enter the workplace today, but one thing is for sure. As they get older, most will have to work longer to get less when it comes to their state pension. That said, this was about simplification, and if you are self-employed or a mother or indeed father taking time out of work to look after your children or other family members, then this move was definitely good news.
In previous years, there's been the sort of if the wife hasn't contributed, then she's been banded together with her husband, and the females now are able to build up their own entitlements.
So what are these changes in a nutshell? Well, from 2017, new pensioners in England, Wales and Scotland will get a single flat rate payment of £144 a week at today's prices. Means testing, pension credits and a second state pension are to be scrapped. To get the full amount, you must have made national insurance contributions for 35 years. To get anything at all, you must have paid in for at least 10 years. As the Prime Minister was keen to stress today, it's a big change.
We are going to have later retirement ages because we're living longer. And I think, if you want to go on having a decent basic state pension, which we do, you have to either put up taxes or ask people to work a bit longer. And I think it's fair to ask people to work a bit longer, given that we're all living longer.
But inevitably, there's a catch, which is that the number crunchers reckon that in the end, most of us will get less than we might have done under the existing system.
There will be winners in the short run, by which I mean in the 2020s. Women particularly who had time out of the labour market will gain over that period. In the longer run, actually most people will be losers from this. The average level of pension that we paid by the state after about 2040 or so will be lower as a result of these reforms than it would have been had we had no change.
Tax simplifications can go horribly wrong, as you will recall from the caravan and pasty tax fiascos in the budget. But I suspect the coalition is doing this for 2 reasons. 1, I think they genuinely believe it's fairer, and 2, I suspect they think that politically the winners will pay a lot more attention to the change than the losers. Tom Bradby, ITV News at Westminster.
Well, our social affairs editor Penny Marshall is with me. Penny, all these figures flying around, where does the truth lie about who will benefit and who won't?
Well, the figures are flying around because different people are emphasising different points, short term and long term. In the short term, the government are emphasising that women and the self-employed will benefit, and they certainly will, those people who retire at 2017 in the first few years of this legislation. But in the long term, and this is where the Institute of Fiscal Studies findings come in the long term, people who are retiring in the 2040s and 50s, you'll find that most average earners and high earners are going to be less well off under this system than they would have been retiring under the present system. So there are winners and losers short term and long term. What everyone agrees is that this reform is important. It will simplify the system, which is long overdue, and that the state is now going to make it clear how much we'll get, so we'll know if we can, how much we can save and make a plan for our retirement, and we'll know how long it's going to take us to get there, and it's getting longer and longer.
All right, Penny, thank you very much indeed.
Another struggling high street chain store will call in administrators in the morning. HMV is the second famous name to do so since the start of the year after Jessop's. HMV has 4,000 staff.